Here we are at 706 Bear Creek Drive in Fort Collins. Neighborhood wise, very peaceful. You're in the dead center of it. You are a little bit on the south side of Fort Collins, so drive wise for your son to get to college wise, it's going to be a little bit longer of a drive, so just something to keep in mind of. But peaceful neighborhood, mixture of rentals slash homeowners in here. The house that is just right across here, they keep a trailer, RV outside, also a little four-wheeler, but everybody else keeps their place in pretty good condition. Pretty good mature landscaping throughout the neighborhood as well, which does create a little bit more of a quiet neighborhood too. The only other house that looks like it needs a little bit of love and is probably also a rental or just someone who probably doesn't take care of the house as well is going to be this neighbor right here. Just the biggest issue I can see is just a little bit of deferred maintenance, the grass, weeds, things like that. And then they got some major settling issues on their driveway. So the two houses next door to 706 Bear Creek Drive are in a little bit worse condition than the rest of the neighborhood, but overall the neighborhood is good, you know, in terms of looks wise. Grass wise out front, not really much grass, a lot more weeds on this yard. Does not look like the front yard has any irrigation to it, so it would have to be irrigation done by hose. Exterior of the house, concrete wise, concrete on this house is in good shape. It has very little settling, but no major settling cracks. Just a few little areas where the concrete pads have lifted or shifted a little bit, especially this block and this block right here. Those two blocks in particular have a little bit more settling, but mud jacking could fix that pretty quickly and easily for probably about $1,000 to $1,500. Exterior of the home, paint's in really good condition, roof is in really good condition. Garage door is definitely older, but no major dents, dings, and the paint on it's in good shape. The brick around the home, after looking at it, is in good shape as well. And then in terms of lot, everything slants away from the home, so water, moisture retention around the home is going to be very minimal. Front deck, sorry, not front deck, but front concrete pad going up to the front of the house. Small settling crack, as you can see, coming across there, but nothing major. Roof looked like it was in pretty decent shape. The windows do look original to the home, so they're a little bit older on that side. Once I get inside, I'll be able to give you guys a little bit better of a look to see exactly how well they're taken care of, or if any seals or anything like that have been broken. Right now there is someone inside, so I'm going to kind of spend a little time outside here with you guys and then go inside once those guys are all finished up. Off the front patio, you do have a clean out for the drain right there. And then we're going to just swing around the two sides of the house really quick and maybe try and squeeze into the backyard really fast. I think this probably used to be, I'd almost have to say it used to be a 3-car garage, or they did some type of an addition on this at one point or another for this little room right here. Because the regular part of the house has its own entrance and door, but then they have this extra entrance and door out front as well, that when I first went into the house looks like it's going to be an extra little living room set area. Concrete does change over to a red concrete as you head towards the back, and this is the same as the other part of the house. And it's a little bit of a darker day, so sorry if it looks a little dark. But other than that, everything else looks like it's in pretty good shape paint-wise again. Nothing major to note. We're going to pop out back here really quick and get you guys a view of that, just while they're looking on the inside. Coming out back, they do have this really nice little patio here. It has had some major heaving, though. So you obviously can see it right here. That's probably about a 3 to 4 inch heaving. Something like that, to fix that, you'd probably have to bust that whole entire piece out and then redo it. That would be a pretty hard one to do any mud jacking to. Fence is older, but looks like it's in pretty good shape. Pushing on it, it's holding up pretty well. And then roof on this side slash exterior paint also looks good. Same older windows in the back. Definitely, after talking about the irrigation, no irrigation throughout the entire home on this one. Backyard is completely kind of filled with weeds / a little bit of grass patching here and there. And then they have a really large maple tree actually here. I think this is a purple maple, so the leaves will be green for a while, but then they'll turn purple at some point. And then in the fall, it'll be a purple reddish yellow hue that they'll get. Exterior on the back here, paint wise, also still looks good. Windows a little bit older. Roof wise here, kind of looks like there might be a little bit of damage and curling on the shingles right underneath this tree. It looks like they freshly cleaned and cut some of this tree up off of the house, and so I'm wondering if there's some shingle damage right where the tree is at, because it does overhang the house by 5 to 6 feet. So I'm guessing there is some damage on the roof just based off of the tree. I'll just give you kind of a quick idea of what the neighbors kind of look like. Your back door neighbor looks like they keep a really good care of their house. And even this rental house, or I think is a rental house, and I can double check that, looks like they also take care of their lot and yard as well. The fence isn't a full 6-foot privacy fence. It's probably about a 5-foot privacy fence. But even these guys back here look like they're doing a good job taking care of their property. We'll swing over here to the far side and get you a better look. They do have 2 water taps out here for the backyard for irrigation and getting water onto the yard. I'm going to just take a quick peek at the window wells. Yeah, I mean, window wells are clean. No drains in them, so I'd be putting covers over those right away. And then they do have the builder grade windows in there in the basement. Just because it is an unfinished basement, just something to note. Could be used or redone at some point. Ooh, okay, and then I'm going to run around front here to show you the side part of the house here in just a sec, since it'll be harder to see. But I can tell that AC condenser is probably older, and it's probably big enough to run the upper floor square footage, but the lower part of the square footage, if you were to finish out the basement, it probably wouldn't have the capacity to run a finished full basement. So just something to note, that if you were to upgrade and finish out the basement, you would have to put a new AC condenser in there at some point. If there was any issues or anything like that with it, an HVAC individual would definitely let you know on that side. But we'll squeeze around side and I'll show that really quick to you. I will say this house is probably going to go pretty quick. They've had some pretty strong activity already just from me sitting out here. I think they've had probably about 6 or 7 showings already come through. They also put those concrete red slabs as well along this side. Definitely some major settling on this. So just something also to note. Same deal, window well here looks like it's in good shape. Builder grade window, and then screens. The screen, at least on this window, is in pretty bad condition. But this is a Amana AC condenser. This looks like it's a smaller unit, original to the home. Probably still runs, but probably uses the old Freon. Looks like it's been well used. It doesn't look like it's been covered, year after year during the winter time, so it's seen some love and use out of it for sure. And then the exterior part of this part of the home is all repainted as well, so painting on the exterior part of this home, really shouldn't see much on that side. Well, we will jump inside of the house here in just a few minutes once these guys are able to get out of there, and I can kind of give you guys a little private showing on the home. All right, stepping through the home on this side. We'll swing around and check out that one room I was talking about out front, which I think was either an addition or was attached to the garage at one point. But it does have that second entrance into the front. You could use this as a pool room. That's kind of probably how I would use it as, or just kind of another hangout room, office area. Windows in here, I definitely would say they're not in the best condition, so windows would definitely need to be something that would need to be replaced here at some point. Popcorn ceilings. This room in particular, I mean, the entire home has actually tall ceilings. Looks like they're 10 footers or close to 10 foot. This room is pretty unique. Trim in here looks like it's in good shape. All the carpet's brand new in here as well. It does have a little weird access to look into through to the living room. And it is a little bit of a step down, two-step down to get in here. So office room, maybe extra hangout room, living room area would be not a bad use of it. It does also have access into the garage from here. Garage is on the smaller side. Not really much space on the sides of the garage, so having extra space for storage in here is going to be limited. Trying to fit 2 cars in here as well is going to be a little bit tight. The biggest thing is you do have these storage shelves over here, which is causing this to be a lot smaller of a garage. So a small Honda Accord or smaller SUV could fit in here, but trying to fit any type of truck or larger vehicle in here, or 2 vehicles in here in particular, would be pretty tough. So a truck would not fit in here. A Toyota 4Runner would not fit in here. Things that are smaller than that Toyota 4Runner would, though. You do have access to the attic from the garage. And then it looks like it's a newer Craftsman half horsepower garage remote opener, but it's probably something that was put in maybe 10 years ago, something in that range. It's not brand new. And like I said, the garage is in good shape. Non-insulated garage doors, and the garage is not insulated as well, so you would get the hot and cold fluctuation throughout. Right off the front door, you do have your coat closet. Well, if the carpet wasn't in the way. Let's see here. There we go. So coat closet right off the front door. And then straight into the living room, which then also takes you to the unfinished basement. Living room, plenty of good space in here. You could fit a lot larger couch. The couch they have in here for staging is a lot smaller. Furniture in here is very small, so it does make this room feel a lot bigger. Putting a sectional against this wall, having it come out, would give plenty of space. And then having the big wall for the TV in here is a nice deal. Vaulted ceilings, still popcorn throughout this area as well. And then there's that room that I was talking about that's kind of that addition that they added in at one point or another. Coming into the kitchen area, you do have a decent space for the dining room table. Probably a 8-person table could fit in there, no problem on that side. The only thing is you could be pushing a little bit into the carpet if you get much further out on that end. Kitchen-wise, it's pretty all original except for the appliances. Laminate countertops, which could definitely be some replacement at some point. They're chipped in certain areas and have just seen its use. The oakwood cabinetry is in pretty good shape. Nothing major to note on it. Couple spots where the stain on the cabinets have gone away a little bit. Could use a repainting at some point. So another piece to note. Kitchen does have a window that does go out and face the neighbors. Like I said, all the windows in here just need a replacement at some point, so that is kind of a bigger expense, plus that AC condenser. You do have a skylight in here as well. Looks like it had some issues back in the day. Looks like it has been repaired. I mean, it's been raining all day today, so no water intrusion has come in, but you can see where, and in the video it's not going to show it, but it does have some issues with it, or did in the past. Backyard faces towards the north, and the front yard, or the front drive, faces towards the south. We'll go back and check out the bedrooms and bathrooms for the floors, or first floor. Another linen closet here, right off the front walkway. And then just right next to it on the left-hand side towards the north is going to be the shared bathroom for the floor. Full bath. Carpet inside of it except for around the toilet, which is kind of a unique feature. Marble countertop from when it was originally put in, and cabinets as well. And then that pink tiling. So a lot of original pieces in here, which I think is allowing for a lot of equity to be built in here for a relatively cheap price. Foundation-wise, structural-wise, things are in good shape, except for the windows and AC condenser. Water heater and furnace look like they're in the newer condition. And this is going into the primary bedroom. Primary bedroom's in good condition, new carpet. Everything looks good in here. Good spacing, queen bed for reference. Has technically two closets in here as well. You got one which is about 4 foot deep by 2.5 foot long. And then you have this closet as well, which is probably about 3 foot deep and about 6 foot across. So you could put some decent shelving in here. Primary bedroom faces towards the north and is underneath a tree, so it'll stay pretty cool during the summertime. And then it has its own bathroom as well, which is all original except for, I think, the toilets. This one has a laminate countertop. Sink looks like it's in time for replacement or cleaning. And then the shower looks like it's needing some love as well. Coming into the next two bedrooms, which face towards the south. This is actually a really good sized bedroom. Easily could fit a king. Forgot to mention primary could easily fit a king as well. No ceiling fans, popcorn ceilings and all. Tall ceilings, 8 foot tall throughout the entire place. Taller in the living room and that extra space. Closet in here is 4 foot long by 2.5 foot wide with the shelving. And then the third bedroom upstairs is going to be the smallest out of the three. Still could fit a queen bed in here pretty easily. Same size closet. And then decent size space. I mean, everything is pretty buttoned up here. So we'll head downstairs from this point. All carpeted going downstairs. It is an unfinished basement. So plenty of potential down here as well. You do have a sauna straight off the bat coming in. I do see a little bit of water damage, probably from the window well at one point or another that you can see coming down here off the wood. I don't see it anywhere else or really see it on the concrete, so just something I wanted to note. I don't see any today with it being rainy and gross out today, so it looks like at least so far it's been buttoned up or corrected, but something we can definitely ask about to the sellers and see what's going on with that. But you do have the wet sauna in here, or the dry sauna in here as well. Looks like it's in pretty good condition on the inside. Not sure if it works or not, but we can double check on that as well. But overall, good sized basement being at a ranch. Structural wise, things look pretty good in here. Foundation looks good. Not seeing any major cracking or any issues like we saw on the front of the house of one of the neighbors. Furnace is newer. I'm not exactly sure the age exactly on it, but it looks like it's been put in the last 15 years or so. It does have an older house humidifier from, looks like General Electric actually. So that's kind of a nice little feature to have if it's still operating and working. And it does have a new 40-gallon water heater as well. So it does have some updates, but it does need a little bit of love as well. But it does have a good storage area. Right here is a sub pump as well, which if you're ever to finish out the basement, you would put your radon system in there, have it hooked up so that you can suck the radon out of here. Here's another area where I'm seeing some moisture down here in the basement. The light's not going to catch it very well for you guys, but there is a little bit of moisture right there. So that does state at one point that this basement did have some type of flooding or some type of issue at one point or another. And then coming back here, I can tell the owner had a shop back here at one point for woodworking or whatever he ended up doing at one point. All finished out in here, so you could turn this into a bedroom actually really easily, and then maybe put in a bathroom later, or a bathroom pretty easily, and then leave the rest unfinished. Not the best way to do it, but could be an easy way to add an additional bedroom quickly in here. Floor is all concreted. Looks like the floors are in good shape. Builder grade windows like I was talking about outside. So getting those replaced out quickly on that would make a heck of a difference in here, just feel wise, and keeping the warmth in the basement. And then kind of touching up and get rid of some of these shelvings, putting a closet in, and putting a little bit of carpet in here. You could technically call this a bedroom because it does have ventilation in it as well. So overall, it's a good house. Definitely needs some update and some work on it. Wouldn't say that it's a major issue. I'd probably say you'd be putting in, if you were to go in and finish the basement completely, put a bedroom, bathroom, update the rest of the inside of the house at some point, you could be in about $75,000 just to get everything buttoned up and cleaned up. And then last thing I wanted to show you is for the, let's see if I can find the light here really quick. The washer and dryer hookups are down in the basement as well. So they're over here in the corner, right next to the door to the entrance. There is no washer dryer upstairs, but you could put one in there if you wanted to. In that addition part, if you wanted to have your laundry upstairs, I'd probably find some way to have a closet put in to add the washer and dryer for your clothes hookups upstairs somewhere. That would make a heck of a difference. Well, that's it, guys. I think that kind of hits everything. Overall, house is in pretty good condition. Some major things that need to be done to correct some things: windows, AC condenser, maybe some stuff that needs to be done to the furnace, but the furnace seems like it's in pretty good condition. Bathrooms look like they need to be touched up. Kitchen looks like it could use some love here and there. But overall, everything looks like it's in good condition structural-wise and pretty decent on the mechanical side. Let me know if you guys have any questions on this place. Otherwise, we will keep searching, and let me know if you guys want to put an offer in on this one as well. All right, guys, thanks so much. We'll be in touch. Bye.